And if you look over here, right now the markets have been pretty bad, right? So pretty bad. We've been seeing a lot of issues with the markets, and I'm predicting a small uptrend, and I'm gonna bet like $2. So for example, I'm gonna open a position of $2, but the minimum order is $18, right? So this is the issue here. They have a minimum order of $18, and you're not gonna lose everything because it's spot. I think it's actually, if you increase the leverage, how much do you have? So because we have a higher leverage, like $20, it's way faster we lose money, but it's also way easier to, borrow against it and win at this point. Like let's say $2 over here, we could open a long, and that's simply it. And then you take profit, like 10% profit, 25% profit, whatever it is, whatever makes you feel comfortable. The markets right now are pretty much insane. And the reason why I like to go under futures and light perpetuals is because USDC and USDT perpetuals are made for more advanced traders. Literally, the whole point of them is they are harder to learn, while light perpetuals are made for someone that's very new to crypto. And if you go over here, you're going to see open long and open short. Open long means that you expect the price to go up, and open short means you expect the price to go down. So you basically are calling if Bitcoin, if you want to short it, it means you're saying, okay, I think Bitcoin is going to go down. So you can set a stop loss, which means, for example, if you're about to lose more than 3% of your bet, that's exactly what would happen. You want to do a simple stop loss of 3% and close the trade before that. Now, because what we saw is already the market's going down, Bitcoin is going back up. We want to time the bottom. It's going exactly as my chart predicted. So this is exactly like my chart said, that we're going for another uptrend and then downstairs, basically. It went for another little rally. I'm going to call that we are going to short this one, right? I definitely feel like that the markets right now are very bearish at this point. So $4.6 of a short. And then you can take profit and a stop loss. And you could go over here. Go take profit, stop loss. So let's say 5% if it allows me so. And I'm actually kind of bearish on the market right now. I'm just waiting for the right position here. So we are going to be opening this position, and spread protection is not enabled currently. Enable a strategy plan reaches its trigger price. The strategy order will not be triggered if the spread is between the contract's latest market price and the market price. And you could also enable this. They have a spread protection, which basically means like if something was promised to you, if the spread is 0%, again, because I was enabling this, I'm going to be probably in the green now. And they, of course, add the little sound over here. So now I am actually thinking like, okay, just as we were about to open this trade, we were a bit unlucky. But as you can see here, I have opened this position now. And again, a big drop would be nice. Then you have two different options here. So you have a take profit trigger price, which is an ROI at 2%. We're going to take profit. And there's going to be a stop loss at 3%, right? And confirm this. So take profit means you take some money, you close the position, and we made money. That it's simple as that, basically. We made some money based on what? We predicted that the market will go even further, and this is what I predict will happen. And what you see here is it is very, very simplistic. It's basically calling if you're bearish, you open a short, and if you're bullish, you open a long. And how do you know when you're bearish or bullish? You should definitely check out my other videos. I just wanted to make a quick update on this one, and I'll keep you guys updated with more news. Hey everyone, it's Lance Central Show. So today we're going to be testing out the contracts and futures on Toobit. This time we're going to be looking at event contracts. Now, this is a very fun way to actually make some money or lose some money at this point. And event contracts are something that's completely new. It's something that only Toobit has and a few other exchanges. Predict market moves, win profits with ease. And, when you go over here, you see a small part, like if I refresh, you will see the chart over here for Bitcoin USD. You can pick any of them you feel comfortable with. Personally, I just choose Bitcoin because there's a lot of volume there. And then you have different trade amounts and a lucky draw. I'm going to be explaining everything that happens here. So the most important factor is I have some money. You first have to transfer it from spot account to the futures so you can start trading. So here you go. I transfer $60 after I deposited. You can use the link in the description below for a free bonus. Like you get a free future bonus, which makes you start trading. And for example, the minimum is $2 and the maximum is 100. The expected payout is 65%. So again, you basically can not double your money. There's a very high fee on this, but the more you go longer, like you say, once expired, system will automatically perform a settlement for open options. So for example, in the next 3 minutes, you could predict if it goes up or down. Because I'm seeing a big drop over here, I'm going to bet $4 that it's going to go up. You never know, but there's been so many big red candles that you're at least hoping for. This is a very big drop though, as you can see over here. But I feel like this is a good position for it to go higher in at least next 3 minutes, right? So now you can see I have opened something for the next 3 minutes that this will be a higher price. It needs to be higher than this exact price. So let me show you. 92,695 is the open price, which the ticker is already passing on. So what's showing here is a countdown. A countdown that in the next 2 minutes and 30 seconds, this is going to be a higher price. So 92.701 is going to be stronger. And this is for traders who are already doing spot trading at this point. It's absolutely perfect. Now you also have odds over here. Just so you can understand, 46% of people said it's going to be higher and 54% said lower. So it's also, you need to be careful that you are basically a good trader because, it goes for the next 3 minutes. So as you can see, I am the underdog over here. So right now it needs to still close above. It still has 2 minutes to basically close above this red level. But it does seem like the market is in a bearish momentum. Like we saw a huge spike to 93,000 and simply Bitcoin cannot close above. So it is going lower. Sometimes you have to follow the underdogs, but I'm just here to show you what exactly happens. And you can also see that a lot of people made money with the shorts as well. This is another factor. So here is really what happens. Instead of you buying the spot, you go over here, futures and event contracts, and then you have these 3 event contracts, and you can predict what the price will be in the next 3 minutes. Now, the payout is only 65%, which is much lower, but for some traders, this is much more fun, especially if they want to predict, for example, for 60 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it could be something exciting. So it's teasing me a bit here. You can also look at the second chart if that's better. There's a lot of people doing these orders. Obviously, I have like 45 seconds for it to push out, but it doesn't seem like it. Seems like it's going downhill. And that's where my mistake was, for example. So look at over here. We wait for 35 seconds. Obviously, I was on the bad side of the bet because we are coming into a bit of a bearish market. So it's actually going more downhill. If you're a good trader, you can obviously see, okay, we had a huge spike right now from, 92,000 to 93,000. Of course, some of these traders, especially day traders, will take their profit. And that's it. That's how you can have this type of basically rewards in that sense. So 70% profit. You need to be right on a lot more calls than 50-50. So for example, I took the loss here now. You could take like a 5, a 2. You could also take for 10 minutes. So for example, if you think in 60 minutes, the market is going to be better, you get way better odds. You get 85%, right? If you do like 30 minutes, 60 minutes, this is going to be way, way better odds than just 3 minutes, because 3 minutes is way easier to predict than in the future, for example. So 85% odds. And if you do these predictions right, I know the trading amount is pretty low because it is just something that's very early for traders. But I'll definitely keep you guys updated with more news about this. Smash that like button. Welcome, everyone. Today we're going to be checking at future trading bots. If you guys haven't noticed, bots are very popular, especially on Toobit. You can use the link in the description below for a free bonus. So let's get started on trading bots and the very basics of it. So after you logged in on Toobit, and again, you get a free bonus if you use the description below, you go under bots and there's 3 different options: Trading Bot Square, Futures Grid, and Futures DCA. Now we are going to click on Trading Bot Square under bots. Trading Bot Squares are basically the simplest way to find out what you want to do. And then you can top up your account. Go see here your like once it says that the available balance on the spot account is, for example, 50, you can add $50 for the trading bots. Then you have a trading bot wallet, and you can actually see that the wallet is going to be holding some amounts here. And then you have different bots you can create, or you can join bots. Now, what exactly are bots and what do they do differently? Futures Grid is basically a bot, like in most simplest way or form, it's a bot doing like smaller buys. So that's how I would say it. It's like the more grids you have, you can actually check here grid quantity. Equal refers to equal difference in the prices of pending orders into adjacent grids. Equal ratio mode refers to equal ratio, the price of pending order. The grid quantity is number of orders within a given price range. So the more like you have these bots, the more expensive you want to make these bots, the more orders they're going to make. So let's say you see a price from, I don't know, $100 to $200, and the bot is going to try to make as many buys between these two prices at good levels. And that's why people like these profits per grid. Like 20% profit is absolutely amazing. But again, the issue with this, you have to wait 7 to 30 days, right? They are amazing in a bull run, and they're not so amazing in the bear market because it's going to be hard unless you have bots that are actively losing money. So there were some bots that, actively tried out these new tokens: Beat, Piverse, AI, USDT. You probably never heard of these coins. Why are they up 5,000? Well, for very simple, we can check over here. When these tokens launched, they launched at if we look at the 4-hour time frame over here, they launched and someone decided to launch a bot, and the bot decided to buy all the way. So whoever used this bot is profitable, since last 6 days is profitable 6,000%. That's a very rare scenario, That's what I'm wondering is like a very interesting thing. You could actually join them, and the minimum would be $17 with this one. Liquidation price would be 13 cents. So the bot would sell everything if the coin falls to 13 cents. The issue here is, if you see the bots actually, how they work is you can either short something. You could also short with the bot. So that's something the bots could be doing. Now, it has to be manual. This is super more complicated. For example, shorting like between, let's say it will buy between 0.2 and 0.25. And then let's say you want to buy 10 grids, and it would cost about $40. So it would buy these tokens, but it will only buy them at a certain price. And again, you can see that there's also margin and leverage. You can use leverage to actually add to the bot, which makes it way more risky. And if the price increases, you profit from there, right? You can actually have the bot sell. I know it's a bit hard to understand. So we're going to be looking at already the bots you can create. So there's a futures grid to short the bots. You can see over here Bitcoin USDT. So if you feel like you're bearish on Bitcoin, that's one way you can profit. And let's say we want to buy the lowest price we will buy is Bitcoin at 85,000. And the highest price we will buy for Bitcoin is 87,000. We want to buy between these ranges. And then you have arithmetic or geometric. So of pending orders in two adjacent grids. So always I use arithmetic basically. But the issue is it gives a very small profit. Like the bot will even give you an estimation of where you are buying. So let's say we want to buy at different ranges, like 80,000. It's going to be a bigger risk, right? It's going to buy between these two ranges. That's going to be the good part when you short it, but it's going to give just a profit of 20%. And you are using a 50x leverage. So that's going to be super, super hard, right? These bots are going to be super expensive. And it's not going to be cheap, especially if you don't use any leverage. So that's the problem with these trading bots. They can absolutely destroy you if you don't know what you're doing. A lot of people, what they do is just click here on the left, AI strategy instead of manual, because manual is something that you're basically building your own bot. It's not a joke. If you do something wrong with a bot, you can lose everything. Now there's different profits, but there's also different yields. Like profit per grid is set 3.22. Somebody already used this one. Somebody already created this custom strategy. So highest price they're gonna buy is 110,000, but the lowest price they're gonna buy is 84,000. And they're shorting and doing a 5x, right? So as long as you have $228, you can create this strategy to buy the bots itself. So just think about it. There's a geometric grid mode where, you know, he's basically selling all the way, and he's buying at low. So what he told this bot is you can sell at these levels. Anywhere here you can sell. That's what the bot's command is. But keep buying if Bitcoin is 86,000. Now that's pretty smart, is it not? And that's where I think like the bots can really work out, unless the like a bull run happens at that point. So you can see over here he's buying 86,000, 84,000. They bought at these levels, but they started selling off and shorting like everything, right? So it gives you a pretty clear idea of what trading bots are. They basically made the trades for you. Of course, the issue is once, you know, the bear market hits, so you can actually do also signals over here, do a little pat, and then decide, well, where are we going to go from here, right? And there's two simple scenarios. We are right now in a downtrend market. So the market is going to go further down. But there's two possible scenarios right now with the market itself. So my personal theory is we could be going for one final push, one final rally between the bear market. Let's say I don't think it's going to go over 125,000. There's just not enough market sentiment. So let's say about 105,000. Now 105,000 over here, that's great. Then we go down back to 80,000. Try to go for another push, fails, down to further. So like the test, like the market people would try to test the markets and it would fail. So you can see the very basics of it over here. But if you trust your own analysis, then this would work exactly as you predicted, except like you would obviously lose some money here with a trading bot because you would be holding something bad. But as soon as the markets go down, you're actually profiting a lot with these bots, especially in a bear market, because you just open a short and you have the bot do the work for you. So what do you guys personally think about this? I'll keep you updated, but these are the very big basics of trading bots, on what exactly they are. Trading Bot Square, where you can make your own trading bot, and use the link in the description below for a free bonus. Simply signing up, and that's it. Welcome everyone to a brand new video, and this time we're going to be talking about copy trading. Is it worth it? And you know, if you want, there's a Toobit free bonus down below. Copy trading is something I talked 2 to 3 years before on Bybit. If you guys don't know who I am, I basically did, Shiba Inu videos. I had 5 million views. Now I decided to try something else, exploring the dark, deep depths of crypto. Use Toobit, description below for a free 225. Now, following lead traders, be a lead trader or a lead trader best. So there are 3 different options to choose over here. Guys, I want to make it very clear. You should sign up and, actually click on one of these. This is why. So we're going to be looking bit by bit on how this works. So you can either follow someone or you can be a good copy trader. This is how you can make money trading. A lot of people just think it's opening spot and futures, but it's actually 10 times better than this. So lead trader, what does this mean? They are having a $1 million reward. Again, $1 million is like, 1 year in Europe because how expensive it is. Winning 100,000 USDT for just participating. Now, this event has ended, but this guy, he won a 31% ROI with score of 26,000, which means he made a huge profit on his, basically all of his money. So you can actually see there were some rewards here, $5,000, $3,000, $1,500, $500, right? So this is like a scoreboard that Toobit has for any copy trader. So the top ones are going to make tons of money, I'm guessing. Like the top copy traders. And you can actually see they had different boosters. You got a first at 10,000 USD funded prize, like 10,000 fake balance, I'm guessing. Or like demo trading stage, and then you can have this 1 million going to people, and then it also boosts. That's how I think it works. But if we get more into that, why should you follow someone else? Now, this is the very big thing that when copy trading came out for Bybit, I was actually absolutely shocked. And how can you find a good copy trader? This one. Why is this one good? Because everybody wants to join him. Look how it's filled out. Look how he has extra space, 200 out of 200 followers. So like people legit cannot follow him and need to be in a waiting line because he is so good. But why? His ROI is only 8% in the last 30 days. Well, if you had 100,000, that would be about $8,000. And again, he made cumulative profit of $85,000, right? So his profit to loss ratio is actually pretty good. He's maybe holding and then selling. If you look last 90 days, you can actually check, what has he lost and what has he won. And that's the perfect thing about it. You can see who has won and who has lost. So actually having people that can copy trade, this guy has been doing it for 512 days. He's one of the bigger traders on Toobit. You can see over here that he has been doing it for a long time. And he got 85K out of this, but he also got his followers a lot of money because he has been consistently showing up for almost the last 2 years and always making at least some money on the basis. So he went from literally $0 of profit. He went to 18,000, 35,000. So whoever was on the long run, he won his followers $137,000. So how does copy trading actually work? Now, you basically follow a trader and you get his own trades, and then you could check, this guy, for example, this lead trader, or you could actually check community, has won me money. Now, you probably are seeing, why should I join someone with 700% ROI? It's a very good question, because if you join someone with 700% ROI, what this basically means is they had one insane trade where they bought a coin. As you can see here, this guy only got $70, right? He got 9 different trades, and suddenly he went from $0 to $70, which is a 700% ROI. This guy has just started, but this does not mean that, his future is going to be as positive. Then you have someone as Shadow, which has a co-pilot trader level. He has some fans. He's got 2 followers here. And obviously, his ROI dropped from 2,138 to 500%. So if you look over the last 180 days and last 90 days, he's been insanely profitable. He did lose $166 to his traders, but you can pretty clearly see that these people, they know what they're doing, right? So if I am going to do copy trading, I want to follow someone that other people are following as well. Now, it means on the long term, there's 2 different scenarios. You can have traders who are profitable at start, For example, this guy, he's profitable right now, but again, I don't know this person. But as you can see here, if you joined at his peak of ROI, he's a bit less profitable right now, or it could be that he's doing less trades. So there's two possible scenarios. So the lead trader made $371 and went back to $348, which isn't that bad. But that also means that his followers lost $4,000. So you got to be at the right place at the right time here. That's the most important factor. If you come in too late, that's really bad because the trader also, started and went ahead with its own thing. But the good thing about it here is if you look at where, his followers are, his followers have won a total of $18,000 so far total from 1,228, and he himself has netted a total of $85,000. So it does seem like he is a full-time trader, and that tells you something. So here are my key strategies for copy trading. What I would personally suggest, in my honest opinion, is to go for someone that has a lot of users. Personally, I wouldn't go with someone that has 0 followers for the simple reason that you don't really know if it's going to be like a long-term thing, but a lot of followers, they just want to park their money. So like this guy, it's not like always, this one is a private one actually, so you can't even join. But we are also seeing Bitsol, Gold, Shadow, Mr. Sims, Masha, MacDon, Raiden Set, and Forget. A lot of these have different win percentages, and Aum like $10,000, $30,000. You got to check which one is right, and how can you do that? Very simply put, if you come in too late, from my own experience, you can actually test, like a lot of these have started with minus 30% and went to 0% and then 11%. You got to be in it for the long haul. So this guy had profit counts of 119 and lost chances of 54, which means the followers are unfortunately still in the red for $800. So you get a pretty clear idea of what exactly is going on here. Is that only a key few people here are going to be profitable and having their own army. And again, this comes naturally. If people are going to be profitable, you don't really have to rely on them. Like this is what happened during the bear market. A lot of these traders used to be profitable, but now because the bear market happened in literally one day, they lost $6,000 to their followers, which is completely fine. But if you followed him from day one, you would be up amazing amounts, like at least the lead trader, right? So also here went from $2,000 to minus $900. So a few bad trades can destroy everything. This is why copy trading is so risky in the last 30 days. But then if we look at the long term over here, the long term shows you though some statistics as well. Lead trader, you can see a big drop, a big chunk of a drop. So yeah, is copy trading worth it? Copy trading is not free money. It's definitely not. But it's also a way, if you never know how to trade, or if you have a friend that's a great trader, for him to, you give him 10% profit, but then you basically win that 10% weight over 10%. And we saw that on Bybit, where people can win over long term. So would I suggest copy trading? I would. But if you find a good trader, like if you go for when it's like really high ROI, like last 180 days, you can actually check this. He was up 3,800 and now the followers are down 22,000 total. But he didn't manage to get back to minus 8,000. Just know that the traders sometimes they're experienced, but the markets can do a shakedown. And they want to be pro traders or people follow them with a lot of money. And what ends up happening is, yes, they do lose a fair amount, guys. So I'll keep you guys updated when more content like this, and smash that like button. All right, everyone. So we are going to be talking about some awesome rewards Toobit is doing, actually. If you guys haven't heard, smash that like button. But there have been a lot of rewards you guys didn't know. If you guys want, there's a free $225 bonus for anyone using my link down in the description below. And that's what we're going to be looking at today. So a very important factor, guys, is a lot of people haven't seen that you can actually make rewards. Simply go over here, log in with the link in the description below, click on a rewards hub, and bam, I already got a future bonus. A lot of people are not talking about how this works, what it does, but there are some beginner tasks, and then we are gonna go to advanced tasks, and then I'm gonna go into extra rewards. So if you use the link in the description below, it does give you some extra rewards. But first spot trade, make your first spot trade of at least $100 to earn 100 USDT bonus. So that would be, this would be without leverage. This would be like you depositing $100 and then earning $30 a bonus. So what these bonuses are, it's not like you can withdraw the money. It's basically that you can buy your contracts and future bonuses, and if you win, you get to keep the money. Then you have a first future trade. Make your first future trade of at least $300 to earn a 50 USDT bonus. Again, this is a bigger reward. And make your first copy trade of at least $50 to earn a $30 USDT bonus. So that's another trade that's pretty amazing. Copy trading is something that I was talking about. First event contracts trade and deposit and trade challenge. So depositing 100 USDT or trading volume of 1000 USDT is going to give you basically a challenge of, unlocking up to $15,000 in rewards. But that's the thing here is the more you deposit, the more you do a trading volume, the more bonuses you get. So like $6,000, right? But you need to deposit like $20,000 or $10,000. So just know that this is going to give you $4,000 like trading bonus if you do it correctly. So again, that's another factor to consider. With these rewards, they're very simple. What these future bonuses mean, however, is basically on a very simple note, the rewards hub is giving you an opportunity. For example, if you make a trade or for fees, if you lose money, you don't lose anything basically. So let's say you would lose $30 plus some fees. You do not lose anything because you have this future bonus. But if you keep it, that's good. You still have that as a backup. So it's like kind of like a guarantee. So they also give futures trading for all of these Aster, AVAX. They give 50 USDT. If you trade 30,000, 10,000, 50,000, predicting the markets and winning up to 20,000 USDT. Correct 100 predictions. So if you make correct 100 trades, you do actually make a lot of money. This is an event contract challenge and making the right contract to win. So this is the prediction of the right markets. I haven't made the correct prediction. So this is the one of the hardest to actually get. Then you also have daily task. Nobody talks about daily task because they simply forget about it. But there are free rewards where you get $10 for reaching spot trading volume of 1,000. This is super simple. Reaching trading volume 10,000. And again, these do reset daily at 0000 UTC, so midnight UTC. You're making a valid deposit of 200 USDT. Reaching future grid trading volume. So after trying all of this, this is already going to give you $60 per day, guys. Then we have weekly tasks. These are the weekly ones that reset on Mondays at midnight. You basically want to do trading 3,000 USDC and earning 2 USDT trial funds. These are future trade and earns. These are not that big, but these are like future fasting trading and earning. And again, here it says, do I need to sign up? What are the bonus trial and vouchers? So for anyone wondering, these are going to be the bonuses. And sometimes, like I think it was under event contracts, they actually gamified it. Look, you do have a lucky draw here. And I don't have any lucky draws, but the more you trade, the better your chances. And then you get a draw for these basic lucky draws, which I'm guessing is future bonuses. So that's a very important factor. And I feel like what here was done well, they gamified everything. So that's what I really enjoy about this. What do you guys personally think? The rewards hub over here gives you a ton of rewards, and I'll keep you guys updated with more news. Smash that like button, everyone.